E aí? Dá, e ok? It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, Harry. Nothing more. That's what Dumbledore told Harry when he was afraid of what he didn't know. The same thing goes for research. Now we see that research is always ahead of its time, and people, on the other hand, are intrinsically scared and afraid of change. Now, before going on into presenting my case, and I'm going to talk first of all about the nature of research, and my colleague Dexter is going to talk about big fish corruption and monopoly. Let's go into a little bit of rebuttal. Now, first of all, let's look at the definition, because they never define what potentially dangerous may mean. They only said, they only said something like, we're gonna assess a group of scientists that they will decide. Now, first of all, we see that neither proposition nor opposition can define what potentially dangerous is, because the people will be led to do so. Now, we ask proposition, where do you draw the line? Because everything can be potentially dangerous, and if it's not potentially dangerous, it can be adapted to be so. No, thank you, sir. Now, we see that the Boston bombings occurred from combining ovens and bolts and getting a bomb there. So we believe that people, because they're paranoid, they're gonna see something potentially dangerous in each and every piece of research that we want to do. Third rebuttal point here, no thank you, about a model. Because they brought to us this agent, this global agency that will assess some kind of experts from each and every country. First of all, we see that no agency is legally binding for countries. Now, first of all, countries can always opt out, like North Korea did from the Non-Proliferation Treaty, even if you say that there's a lot of consensus in the world we live in. Second of all, you can't refuse to join any kind of global entity, so we want to see exactly how countries that are really crazy can be controlled by your agency. Moreover, let's talk about the agents that will decide what's dangerous and what not. Because first of all, you talked about experts. Now let's see who will choose these experts, because the experts will be chosen by politicians. And politicians can be populist and can put pressure upon experts. And in the end, we don't believe that you do anything for the people when you do so. No, thank you, sir. Now, about these ideas that they had in their arguments, because first of all, they told us that there's a great first point, a great consensus in the international community, that people work with each other. Now let's look at what we have in reality in the status quo. We see that Brazil takes down the Amazon forest, which are the lungs of the planet, and we didn't do anything about that with the consensus that you believe we have. So we see exactly that countries are inherently selfish, and we believe that it's their sovereignty to do whatever they want with their territory. No, thank you. Moreover, they say that USA, China, and Russia keep secret operations and secret research from people. We believe that they will keep it secret even more. They will keep it secret even when you apply the motion. And moreover, talking about Fukushima. Okay, let's talk about Fukushima. Fukushima wasn't research, okay? Fukushima was a nuclear reactor that happened to go bad. And that's what it, sir.
Well, as Fukushima, they needed the research before building that. The research and the planning was faulty, therefore that reactor...
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in my argument, and I will specifically say when I'm answering it. So, let's move on into my case. Now, let's talk about the nature of research, because first of all, I told you that research is first of all, research is based on trial and error. Now we see that evolution of society is vital, and at the same time, the prerequisite of evolution is taking a leap of faith and experimenting, trial and error. Now, second of all, I've already told you that research is always ahead of its time. We see that Da Vinci, for example, stole corpses from the graveyard and researched on it the human body. It was back in the days when he was believed to be the spawn of Satan because he was doing that. It was back in the times when doctors rather killed you than heal you. And we see that what Da Vinci did, which was revolutionary, was the start of modern medicine. And we see that we have spin-offs because of this. Third point in this argument is about paranoia. Now, we see that people are paranoid about each and every little thing. People were paranoid that they're gonna get microwave cancer, okay? They're gonna be so radiated by mobile phones, by microwaves, that they are going to die. Moreover, when the anti-flu vaccine was made, people believed that they are going to die because they're gonna have that vaccine, and people were still dying of influenza. That's a problem. And we believe that you cannot let people, paranoid people, take decision when it comes up when you're talking about when you're talking about research. And this is the fourth point of the argument: classification of research, because we need to do that. Now, first, you have the useful research. Second of all, the ones that can be perceived as being useless and stupid. And third of all, the one that is really actually dangerous. And the third point, I'm going to answer that POI. Now let's look at the problems that people have with it. Now, about the useful research. Now, we told you that people see danger in each and every little thing. They see danger in useful research. Now, today we might not cure cancer because people all around the world may be afraid of damaging biodiversity because we test anti-HIV drugs on animals. No, thank you. So, we believe that because people are afraid of useful research, we may not get it in the end. Second of all, about the useless and stupid research. Now, we see that NASA actually sent a Vangelis track into space because they wanted aliens to know that we come in peace, where exactly our planet is, and so on. That may be seen as being useless and stupid. But on the other hand, there was a lot of research done that may be seen useless and stupid by people and won't want to invest money in it, that had a lot of spin-offs like muscle regeneration techniques or CAT scans and so on and so forth. So we believe that also it's their sovereignty to do what they want with the money that they have, especially because it doesn't harm anyone. Third of all, I'm talking about really actually dangerous kind of research. Now, let's go back to the POI that Dexter said. Now, they told us that they don't believe that the Nazi experiments, for example, were dangerous for the entire globe. First of all, we believe that that's a contradiction because they said that, okay, wait, we believe that each and every casualty is something bad and affects the whole world. Contradiction. They answered the POI the way they did. Second of all, because of the way they answered that POI, gives people free hand in saying that each and every dangerous thing is only local. It doesn't affect the whole world, so they don't do anything with emotion. And we concede to the fact that yes, we had dangerous things happening. We tested bombs in the world, but we see that the world eventually bounced back, and that's the biggest thing. Because let's say, for example, even if antimatter would explode in Switzerland, it will only affect Switzerland. It will only blow up Geneva, and that's it. And the world eventually bounces back and gets on the track and gets to evolve. And that's what we believe here today. Now, because we believe that research is always ahead of its time, and because people are inherently paranoid, we believe, ladies and gentlemen, that you should let the research be done by researchers in their own country and not make them liable in front of the whole world.